All right, so today let's do a deep dive into something fun, getting married in Denmark.
Sounds fun.
Specifically, the easiest places to tie the knot.
All right.
We're looking at this article by Easy Weddings Denmark.
Okay.
It's a company that helps international couples navigate all the ins and outs, the hoops you got to jump through to get married in Denmark.
Yeah, it's become a pretty popular choice for couples, actually. Yeah, it's really streamlined, the legal side of things.
I can imagine.
And plus, you've got these amazing backdrops,
Oh, yeah.
picturesque places for your wedding.
So first up,
Yeah,
Copenhagen, the capital.
makes sense.
Easy to get to.
Yeah.
Tons of flights.
Yeah.
The city hall staff, they're apparently pros at at handling these international weddings.
They've done a lot of them, yeah.
But is that the best choice? What do you think?
Well, Copenhagen definitely has that, easy button appeal.
All right.
I think a lot of couples, though, who choose Copenhagen are looking for a bit of a different vibe. They want that bustling city, the
Yeah.
history, the energy.
Okay, yeah.
It's less about that quiet, intimate ceremony
Yeah.
and more about, celebrating with a big group of friends right in the heart of it all.
Okay, so maybe not for the elopement types.
Right.
Where does folks usually end up?
Funny you should ask because Aero Island is next on the list.
Aero.
Aero Island.
Okay.
This one is interesting.
Okay.
It's this tiny island, almost car-free cobblestone streets. You've got these brightly colored houses.
Sounds nice.
Super charming.
Yeah.
But what's wild is that the processing time there can be even faster than Copenhagen.
Wait, faster.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Yeah.
You'd think a tiny island would have, way more red tape.
You think so?
Yeah.
But they've got this incredibly efficient system over there.
Wow.
And plus, it's a smaller community.
Yeah.
Things just move a little quicker.
Okay.
And honestly, I think that's part of the appeal. Couples who choose Aero, they're looking for something unique, something a little bit off the beaten path.
Right.
They're prioritizing that intimate, almost fairy tale-like setting.
All right, sign me up, horse-drawn carriage ceremony overlooking the harbor. I'm there.
Oh, hold your horses just for 1 second.
Okay.
We've still got one more location to cover.
Okay.
Frederiksborg.
Okay.
Think of it like Copenhagen's elegant cousin.
Okay.
It's right next door, but it's known for these beautiful gardens and this grand, almost royal architecture.
Ooh, okay. So for the couple that want something a little more sophisticated.
Exactly. And the local authorities there are very welcoming to international couples.
Good.
They've really made an effort to make that process smooth and straightforward.
I like that.
I'd say the couples that gravitate towards Frederiksborg are looking for a blend of that convenience
Yeah.
and elegance.
Okay.
They want that beautiful setting without sacrificing the ease of being near the capital.
So 3 very different options.
Yeah.
Each catering to a specific kind of couple. But they all seem to have one thing in common.
Yeah.
Denmark makes the legal side of things relatively painless.
It does. It really does.
No matter where you go.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest draws for sure.
Yeah.
And that's where a company like Easy Weddings Denmark comes in.
Okay.
They help with everything from the paperwork, the communication with the authorities.
Oh, wow.
They'll even find witnesses if you need it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
A lot of couples stress about those little logistical details, especially when planning a wedding abroad.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
You're already dealing with travel plans and guest lists and venue choices, and having someone to just take care of all that legal mumbo jumbo would just take a huge weight off your shoulders.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're not familiar with Danish law and the language.
Right. It's like having a personal wedding concierge who speaks fluent Danish bureaucracy.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So we've got our 3 contenders.
Right.
Copenhagen for the city lovers.
Yep.
Air for the romantics.
Uh-huh.
Frederiksborg for the elegant sophisticates.
I like it.
But how do you even begin to choose between them?
Well, there are a few key factors to consider.
Okay.
Time constraints, photo opportunities, and of course, budget.
Of course.
Copenhagen and Aero. They win on speed,
Okay.
but they offer very different visual experiences.
Right.
And then you've got Frederiksborg, which is more about that refined, almost regal aesthetic.
Yeah.
And then budget plays a role too. Each location comes with its own set of costs.
Sure.
And working with Easy Weddings, Denmark can help you find cost-effective options,
Oh, good.
regardless of which location you choose.
Okay, that's super helpful. But let's be real. Everyone wants those stunning wedding photos.
Of course, who doesn't?
Where do you think each location shines in that department?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, picture this wedding photos with those colorful houses of Aero as your backdrop, maybe a sailboat, gliding by in the distance, just
It's like stepping into a postcard.
magic.
It really is.
Yeah.
And those little details, they actually matter a lot to couples choosing Aero.
I bet.
They want that sense of authenticity,
Yeah.
that connection to Danish history and culture,
Right.
even in their photo.
So it's not just about the scenery, it's about capturing the vibe.
100%, yeah.
Now, if you're thinking more Grand Estate vibes
Yeah.
for your photos,
Uh-huh.
Frederiksborg has you covered.
Oh, yeah.
Those gardens, I mean, incredible.
They're amazing.
This manicured, almost royal feel.
It's very fairy tale wedding, but with a touch of elegance.
Yeah, see, now I'm picturing a string quartet playing softly as guests arrive.
Right.
Maybe a few peacocks strutting around for good measure.
Yeah, you're not far off.
Okay.
There's definitely that whimsical, romantic feel to Frederiksborg and Copenhagen, while maybe not as overtly fairy tale-like,
Right.
still has a charm of its own. You've got the beautiful historic buildings, cobblestone streets, even modern architecture that can make for some really striking photos.
Plus, you could always grab a shot with the Little Mermaid statue.
Oh, of course, classic.
For that classic Copenhagen touch.
Yeah.
Speaking of Danish touches,
Yeah.
let's talk about the actual process
Right.
of getting married there.
Right.
What are the requirements? Is it really as straightforward as the article makes it sound?
Honestly, yes. Denmark has some of the most relaxed marriage laws in all of Europe.
Wow.
You'll need your passports, certificates of marital status, proof that you're legally residing in your home country.
Okay.
But here's the kicker. Denmark doesn't require a residency period.
Wait, really? So you can literally fly in, get married, and fly out?
That's right. Yep.
Wow.
That's why it's so popular for couples who just want a quick and easy wedding. They don't have to jump through all the hoops that, some other countries require.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It really does seem like they've made it as simple as possible.
They really have.
But what about the paperwork?
Yeah.
Isn't that usually the most stressful part?
It can be, but that's another area where Easy Weddings Denmark comes in handy.
They'll handle all the document translation and verification.
Right.
Make sure everything is in order and meets, Danish legal standards.
Okay, so that takes care of the legal side of things.
Uh-huh.
But what about the actual wedding ceremony?
Right.
Are there any specific Danish traditions that couples should know about?
Oh, absolutely. Danish weddings are full of unique customs and rituals.
Okay, tell me more.
Well, one of my favorites is the tradition of cutting the groom's socks off during the reception.
Hold on, they cut off his socks?
Yeah.
Why?
So it's a fun little tradition.
Okay.
It symbolizes the groom leaving his single life behind.
Okay.
The idea is that if he can't even keep his socks on, he's definitely not ready for bachelorhood anymore.
Okay.
Plus, it makes for some pretty funny photos.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one tradition I won't forget.
Yeah.
Are there any others that stand out?
Well, Danish weddings are also traditionally known for being quite short and sweet.
Okay.
There's not a ton of pomp and circumstance,
It's more about the genuine emotion
Yeah.
and commitment between the couple.
That seems to fit with what we've learned about Denmark so far.
Yeah.
Practical, efficient,
Yeah.
but still focused on what truly matters.
Exactly. And don't forget the food.
Oh, yes.
Danish cuisine, it's all about those hearty, delicious dishes, perfect for a wedding feast.
What kind of stuff are we talking?
Think open-faced sandwiches, roasted meats, plenty of pastries.
Ooh, pastries. Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered the legal side of things, the photo ops,
Yeah.
the traditions,
Uh-huh.
even the food.
The most important part.
But is there anything we're missing?
Yeah.
What else should couples know before they book their flights to Denmark?
I think the most important thing to remember is that while Denmark makes the process incredibly easy,
Right.
you still want to do your research and figure out what's important to you as a couple.
Right. What kind of atmosphere do you want to create?
Exactly.
What kind of memories do you want to make? Once you have those answers, then you can choose the location and style
Exactly.
that best reflects your vision.
100%.
And don't be afraid to embrace the unexpected.
Oh, that's so important.
Denmark is full of delightful surprises, and those often end up being the most cherished parts of the whole experience,
I think that's a great point.
Bill said. So, to recap, Denmark offers this incredible blend of streamlined legalities,
Yeah.
stunning backdrops,
Whoa.
unique traditions, all wrapped up in a culture that values authenticity and genuine connection.
It really does.
Sounds pretty ideal, right?
It truly is. And you know what's most heartwarming is that even with all the efficiency here, Danish weddings never lose that sense of romance and celebration. It's like they've found that perfect balance between the practical and the magical.
All right, listeners, we're going to take a quick pause here to gather our thoughts, and when we come back, we'll explore what truly sets a Danish wedding apart and why it might be the perfect choice for you. And we're back, ready to wrap up our Danish wedding deep dive.
You know, I've been thinking about something you said earlier about Danish weddings having this balance of practicality and magic.
Yeah.
What exactly did you mean by that?
Well, I think, think about what we've talked about, the streamlined legal process.
Yeah.
The focus on, genuine emotion over these elaborate rituals.
Right.
Even the choice of locations, it all speaks to a culture that really values authenticity and simplicity.
Yeah.
But within that simplicity, there's this real appreciation for beauty, for connection, for those special moments that make a wedding truly memorable.
It's like they've stripped away all the unnecessary fluff and focused on the heart of the matter.
Exactly.
Two people committing to spend their lives together, and they do it in a way that feels both down to earth and incredibly romantic.
Yeah, 100%. And, that resonates with a lot of couples these days.
I bet.
People are moving away from those big over-the-top weddings.
Like looking for something more intimate, more meaningful.
Yeah.
And Denmark seems to just offer that perfect setting for that.
So it's not just about the ease of getting married there. It's about the whole experience.
Right.
The culture, the atmospheres, the feeling that you're celebrating something truly special in a place that values those same things.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful way to put it.
Oh.
It's about finding a place that aligns with your values and allows you to celebrate your love in a way that feels authentic to you as a couple.
So for anyone listening who's dreaming of a wedding that's both stress-free and unforgettable.
Yeah.
Maybe Denmark is the answer.
Maybe so.
A place that offers stunning backdrops, a rich culture, a refreshingly simple approach to tying the knot.
And who knows, maybe saying I do in Denmark could be the start of your own fairy tale.
Ah, I love it. Well, listeners, it's time for us to say goodbye, but we hope this deep dive has sparked your imagination.
Yeah.
And maybe even inspired you to consider Denmark for your own wedding adventure.
Why not?
Until next time, happy planning.